Hi there, everybody. I wanted to tell you about a quick product that I found through the help of a wonderful nurse who I'm just going to call my angel sent from God above, Daniela. Daniela, thank you so much. So I hurt my foot. I fell on ice into a little pothole thing on the property here back in December. We had really thin ice, and it's not really a big pothole. It's kind of like the size of like this. So that part was kind of soft, and my heel got caught in it, just my heel, and I fell over. And then every time I tried to move my foot back, I couldn't. And it was December 3rd, and I went to urgent care. And I couldn't, every time I tried to move my foot back, I couldn't. So went to urgent care because I definitely felt like something burst in my leg and in my foot. And it just wasn't, every step I took was horrible. And the doctor that was there at the time told me, well, you have really high arches. They didn't do any x-rays. He said, you have really high arches. And he looked at my shoes. He said, you need to get some new shoes. And I was wearing like an $80 pair of Skechers walking shoes. I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. And so I just kept walking until I saw my doctor. After 2 new more pairs of shoes, I saw my doctor February 1st, and I showed her my foot, my primary care doctor. I just said, I can get you into podiatry right away. Now, the urgent care doctor, to be fair, gave me a referral to another podiatry place, but because it was COVID orange time, they were scheduling 3 weeks out. So at the same time, I was going to see my primary. So I said, I'll see my primary. And then I'm going to go to a whole nother medical facility, regional. They were going to send me to regional. And all my orthotics and everything is at URMC, at the U of R. So when I saw my primary care doctor, she said, they're really good at strong orthotics and podiatry. I'm going to send you there. Got a really good doctor, and he did x-rays right away and said, looks like torn, shredded up, looks like you shredded your tendon and your ligament, and blah, blah. I explained how the Achilles heel works and all that. He was really cool. I love that he was really conservative, that he did not go rushing in with procedures and things. In fact, I had a callus on my foot, and he was going to take care of it. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I didn't want him to do anything intrusive or invasive. And he was like, I'm not going to, nope, I'm just going to put this here, and that's it. And so for 4 weeks, we worked together, and put me in a walking boot. And he wanted me in the walking boot 6 weeks. And this is the right foot. And the boot comes up to here. And I have to get some extra padding for it. Anyways, which Danielle had just told me about. I couldn't wear it. I tried so hard to wear it, and with each appointment I couldn't because I didn't have this handy dandy thing called Even Up. Even Up. His nurse called me, and she said, the doctor would like you to go back into the boot for 6 weeks. Right? 6 weeks. I said, how many? I mean, he sent me for custom orthotics. But the custom orthotics took 6 weeks to get made. In between time, they kept telling me to get Spankos in orthotics and Prothesis, and those are like thin, paper thin. So I kept saying, I need something to go on my left side because I'm 4'11", I have scoliosis, and my left leg is already almost 3 inches shorter. But then with this, it's almost 6 inches shorter. So I'm really off balance, and I was like an invalid trying to walk in it. I could not. It was crippling me. It was wrecking my hip. It was wrecking the other side of my back. Now both legs were a mess. My back, my groin, my hip, my shoulder, my chest, it hurt everything to walk in a walking boot. I was like, that's not supposed to be what it's supposed to be. So finally, she called me and she told me about this thing called the Even Up. She said she actually works in prosthetics and orthotics there, and with my doctor. And she said she asked them, why don't we have this? Because yeah, they are paper thin little things they give you, and it doesn't do any good. And they said because it's actually cheaper for people to go online and get them. So she told me to go to Amazon and get them. This one has 1 inch or half an inch, and there's layers in it you can peel back, and you just put it around whatever shoe you're wearing. This is the small, so it goes like 5 in a woman, I think, to 7.5, and I'm a 7.5. And she said I always want to make sure I have room in my toes, because when you have high arches, you want to have toe room. And I also have metatarsal problems, so I can go ahead and put the metatarsal pads right in my boot and in here with this on it, and it will be fine. But the really cool thing is, even when I'm out of this boot, I could take a layer off of this, and for the scoliosis, I can be even. I am finally even. See this? I'm even. I'm just, my hips are where they should be. Even. Isn't that cool? So, I mean, I finally feel corrected. So 6 weeks back in the boot, but with the Even Up. And I really do believe it's when people take that extra minute, and when they've gone through a journey similar to yours or worse. And Daniela is undergoing complete foot reconstruction, so she knew exactly what she was talking about. Every step of the way, she told me some great places to get shoes, what to stay away from. The first mistake I was making was I was being barefoot at home. Just never go barefoot. Never. Never, 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 never. Always wear your shoes with your support. If you do have orthotics, go for a shoe that doesn't already have correction in it, like arch support or plantar support or toe support. Try to get a shoe with a neutral sole. Just a neutral sole. And she said she gets her shoes at Medved, MEDVED, on Monroe Avenue in Pittsford, here in Rochester, New York. And I told her, I usually ordered online, like QVC, where I got these Spanko sneakers. And then she told me of the sneakers she has that are called New Balance sneakers. And if I wanted to go for a sandal, because I kept asking, can I wear a sandal on the other foot? Can I wear a sandal on this foot once in a while? No, and no. But there were some sandals that she did recommend called Chacos. Chacco, Chacos. And they have the built-in support, and you can put your Even Up thing over it. If you really wanted to. And also Zappos online, and Medved, and for summer shoes or work shoes, Chacos, I believe they're called. And it works for spine, for scoliosis, for unevenness, I am totally even now. I'm even. My hips are even. So, yeah. My hips be even. And I'm happy about that. And I can feel it. What a difference I can feel it. So cool. So, thank you, Daniela. Thank you for taking the extra time on both phone calls. thank you, Dr. G, for looking over my MRI and listening to what Daniela said, that I hadn't really been able to wear the boot properly. And yes, the boot will now be on for 6 weeks, no problem, because I now have this. Because I just couldn't, the amount of pain that I was giving the rest of my body and my foot was crazy. And I think it's actually going to heal just fine now. I've had it on all day. So thank you. And I wanted to make this video for everyone. I know I have a lot of friends out there that are in the spondy world, spondylitis, a lot of the arthritis, spine problems, and a lot of the knees and ankles and plantar fasciitis problems, and a lot of people that end up in walking boots all the time with torn ligaments, torn joints, chips and bones, and everything else. So I have a bone cartilage joint injury, and the Achilles heel is now healed up. So 6 more weeks, and I couldn't have done it without this. And Amazon, it got here in 1 day. It was supposed to get here June 24th, but it got here in 1 day. Awesome. I will say this was $29 with tax. It came to 30-something, and it is kind of just a rubbery thing with stretches. It's got good tread on it, and somehow these layers peel back. Okay. So it's so good to be even. I can even see it in my jeans. Usually I had like one jean way down here and the other one up. Feels good to be even again. Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone. And if you do end up in a walking boot, please don't wreck the rest of your body trying to fix your leg. Just get it even up. And in between what I do, when I'm on the internet, I stand. I don't sit very often. I haven't sat down at all today. When I do sit down and knit, it's very rare, I stand. So this is my desk. It's really small, but I have like a desk that I put on top. Like, it's low. My chair is low. I got pillows on it to prop me up. But I put my like a little, it's almost like it's not a very desk. It's like a desk raiser, laptop raiser. I put it up here so I'll be even with it. And then sometimes I just sit right here when I'm computing and just scrolling and reading. I don't know how this is going to work with these, but I just pedal, right? That way you're moving your legs. That's really loud now because that's there. But when I was barefooted, you just pedal. And I got this years ago, and it's a lifesaver for my back. This actually stopped a lot of fibromyalgia pain and back pain from the spondylolisthesis and the spondylitis and the scoliosis. Just even doing the arm pedaling, like put it up on a desk, do your arm pedaling. So when I'm working on my tablet or whatever, I just push it in a little more and I can be right there. If I'm knitting and crocheting, I've found that standing up helps tons. So I usually will go in the kitchen at the kitchen counter or put my little desk lifter for my laptop on my dining room table or whatever. And then I twist. You gotta twist. So my thing is keep it moving. Don't be sedentary. But you can overdo it with that too. So I've been keeping it moving and resting when I can. And then for my shoulders, I do plyo. And I use my weights to do resistance. And after knitting a marathon, believe me, your shoulders are burnt to crispy toast, and you feel, if you have fibromyalgia or arthritis of any kind or any kind of autoimmune illness that flares up, doing anything repetitively is not a good thing, and over exercising is not good. But the kind of exercise that I get with physical therapy is awesome. It's all stretching, it's all isometrics. I've also taken a class from that stretches fasciitis tissue, which is all your connective tissue and any scar tissue and congested tissue that's together, those tight bands of tissue in our body. The way the physical therapist explained it to me and my chiropractor that did an adjustment on me, Dr. Lou, he's another fantastic doctor. I'll talk more about him later. 1 or 2 adjustments, as long as you keep doing your physical therapy, it's fantastic. He told me about the fasciitis tissue and how some people, they really are diagnosed with fibromyalgia and all these alphabet soup labels, and what they have is a lot of extra tissue or congestion of tissue in areas, and it gets congested and it gets too tight and there's no blood flow there. So when we try to exercise with that, the large muscles go crazy and throw us into a flare-up, and we end up in bed. And I mean, it's not just like, oh, we did too much, or, oh, we're just lazy and resisting exercise. No, it's like, I stand in the kitchen for 16 hours. The next day, I'm really going to feel it for 2-3 days. And you could work up to that all you want. If I'm walking to the grocery store back and forth and doing, everything you do. You walk to the bus, you walk here, you walk there. By the time I get home, dragging things home, up the stairs, I'm wiped out for a couple days. And that will put me right in bed. But now that I've been doing the fasciitis stretching, it loosens up all the tissues that are locking up the large muscles and keeps you more fluid. Plus, I really got to say, I just increased my water intake, and just drinking your water is an excellent thing, plus making sure you got enough vitamin D. So I'm just sharing some of the things I have found that is helpful. Because I know so many people that are injured right now, and they do a little bit and then they get right back in a spin of pain. Yeah, that's me if I sit down and knit even 20 rows, I have chest pain, I have back pain, I have shoulder pain, wrist pain. If I crochet, I have neck pain. So stand up instead of sitting down. If you do sit down, make sure you got a twisty chair or something to cycle with. Pilates, and the yoga and the cardio is excellent. Isometrics, kinetics, your own body resistance if you can't do weights, and walking. And it's really hard to walk when you have heel pain. Really hard. So paddle. If you don't have a peddler, lay on your back and feet up and paddle upside down. And it helps. So that's my tip, and thank you again, Daniela from Orthotics over at U of R and Dr. G's office. Thank you so much for taking the time to just explain every little thing out there, every step of the way that I need to assist myself in an absolute 100% recovery, which I'm looking forward to and claiming it is going to be, because it is. Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone. Try this. Even up. If you're in a walking boot, even up. Don't wreck the rest of your body. Bye.